Indianapolis, Indiana. Welcome to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show, presented by Scott K. Nichols and State Farm Insurance. And now, here's your hosts, Brandon Reef and Jonathan Birdsong.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Crossroads Sports Radio, episode number 239, holiday special. I'm your host, Brandon Reef, joined as always by my main man, Jonathan Birdsong. JB, how are you?
Man, it's the holiday special. I'm doing just fine, man. I am out. It's Christmas time in the city, Brandon Reef and Crossroads listening audience, man. If you don't have your items today and you live in the Circle City, man, you need to step on it, man, because it's a blizzard coming, or it's a mini snowstorm coming, or something, man. Tomorrow afternoon, and man, and people are out and about, you know what I'm saying, crazy, Brandon Reed. But all that being said, man, I'm good. But like, I know we got a great show tonight. I know we got some NFL recap. I know we got some NBA and college basketball recap. And I know we also got a special guest tonight, man. But you know what I'm saying, I don't want to steal your thunder or anything like that, man. But yeah, give us the official rundown.
Yeah, we've got NFL talk tonight, Indianapolis Colts and their historic weekend that they had. Some news and notes from around the world of professional football. A little bit of college hoops this past weekend. Myself and Jonathan were at the Indy Classic. We'll recap that. We've got Tanner tonight coming in at 7:30. We are doing our college bowl pick'em week number 2 tonight. So we will do those 13 bowl games this evening at 7:30 to get them all in. And at 7 o'clock, we have I won't say exclusive interview. I'm going to say we have a reoccurring friend of the program guest. The new United Wrestling World Champion, Danny Limelight, will be calling into the show. We'll be talking with him, catching up with what he's been up to, his championship he just recently won. And we'll be catching up with that. So that's going to be a great interview. So, and I did hear today, John, a research. I don't think he's posted it everywhere, obviously, and he's retweeted everything, which we love. But I guess it's on tape delay because it actually hasn't shown on the tube yet, the actual match. So I was looking for it.
Oh, you look well. I think you might have I've seen it. Like you might have had to pay for it. But it's out there, man. But we'll learn all the particulars when Danny calls in about a half hour or so. But what do we better get the stake out first, man. So let's talk about these miserable Colts.
Yeah, Indianapolis Colts, John, up 33-0 over the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings look like frauds at halftime. The Colts look like world beaters. They got the ship righted after the bye week. Vikings come out, score 36 in the second half. Vikings win in overtime, 39-36 over the Colts. The biggest comeback in NFL history, John. Oh, my.
Why did it happen? Why did it happen to the Colts, man, in all the seasons right now, man? So we'll get into the hot mess of it, right? As you and I, while the game was going on, ladies and gentlemen, me and Brandon were actually at the Classic downtown. We were watching Ball State playing Illinois State, and then kind of, you know what I'm saying, in the second half, as the second half started for the Colts, man, it just kind of took everybody's attention. Unfortunately, it kind of went off of the game because it was a pretty good game. We were watching this competitive game between Ball State and Illinois State. And the meltdown just started to happen, and you know the Vikings. I mean, everybody kind of expected the Vikings to make a push, but like, dude, with 30 points, man, dude, 30 points, you were up, and you just let a team and pressure and a coach who didn't know, you know what I'm saying, how to, you know what I'm saying, call a timeout or a quarterback who couldn't, and an offense who couldn't get into the end zone. All those things kind of collapsed onto you that day because you had a great special team effort in the first half and you had a great defensive effort in the first half. And the offense didn't do you really any favors going further. And that's what happened on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? We like I said, I was in the media green room of Gaybridge. And You know what I'm saying? Local media was like, no, they can't be, they were already, waiting for a meltdown. And I'm like, man, come on, man. Surely the Colts can get a stop, or surely they can convert a third down. And it never happened, Brandon.
No.
It was just a meltdown. And, what the tongue lashing that they got, via Twitter and, and radio, and coming, and even on, nationally with ESPN, it's rightfully due, man. Everybody should enjoy some of that. And I say enjoy sarcastically. Everybody should enjoy some of that state. But man, I don't know. What do you do? Where do you go afterwards, man? You know what I'm saying? When you look at something like that, Brandon, what was some of your takes on the game?
Yeah, I think the Colts were the Colts. Unfortunately, kind of what this year has been. Jim Irsay has created this team to be a complete laughingstock. It's just another thing in the 2022 season. That's crazy. It's the same things we've talked about over time with this defense. Obviously no Shaq Leonard in there, no Kenny Moore or whatnot, but you're up 30-something, right? Something's working right in the first half. It sounds like there was no adjustments made, or, okay, yeah, you don't need to make any adjustments because you're up 33-0. But, okay, we have to plan for them making adjustments. This is how we're going to counter what they possibly could be doing to us. That never happened. 4th and 1, couldn't get it. 3rd downs, stops, punts, interceptions. My God, Kirk Cousins tried to hand it to you on a silver platter, and you still couldn't capitalize on it. Now you're staring at a 4-9-1 record. And damn it, you're not technically out of the playoffs yet. There's still a scenario for you to get in and win this division because Tennessee is just pissing the bed right now with this conference. They're 7-7. The Jaguars have a shot. They're 6-8. We'll talk them. But you got a shot. But like you said, half the media and half the fan base is pissed about the loss. The other half should be happy as hell because you're getting yourselves set up for a good draft pick for next year. And going into this week, you play the day after Christmas, another national televised game. This will be your 3rd one in a row. And the other one was our 4th one in a row. And the problem was in the last 2, you embarrassed somebody and then you've been embarrassed. But now you got to take on the Chargers and a hot Chargers team. That I'm hot on, John. I'm a big fan of that Chargers team. I told you last week. It's starting to set up the table for them. But, I would say Dumbass of the Week award would go to the Colts, but I think the Patriots got to take that one. So.
Oh, man. No. Well, at least they got a record. That was a horrible play.
Oh, my. What are you thinking?
Terrible. That was terribly boneheaded. You know what I'm saying? That's all that can be said about that. If anybody hasn't seen that, the end of that Patriot game, the laterals, and what was it? Brad, was a lateral interception?
Yeah.
Like
so
that,
it was
crazy, man.
Ramon Stevenson took a run, had a good gain on it, about 20-something yards. He lateraled it back to Jacoby Myers. No time on the clock. Jacoby Myers went to throw it back to Mac Jones, which I don't know why you're throwing it to him of all people. It's a tie game, people. They're not down. Take it to overtime, and
right.
And he threw a perfect pass to the former, I believe, the former Patriot Chandler Jones, and he ran it back. He truck sticked Mac Jones. His face is still in that ground at the at the stadium, and Raiders walk it off against the Patriots. Wild win.
Wild win, man. So yeah, I don't know, man. But let's go back to the Colts, man. So let's go back and look at this and see where they might go as far as repair. I mean, so yeah, you're right. They got a game this week. They got they got Nick Foles. So again, not necessarily you're definitely not putting out your best out there. The quarterback that doesn't really matter, man, because quarterback play couldn't get no worse. Right. So like, listen, man, they traded Naheem Hines. You basically deactivated Jonathan Taylor. You know what I'm saying? This is I don't know, Brandon. Like, do they entertain trade offers for some name players that I'm just saying, I'm asking everybody to put your own little GM. I mean, everybody does it anyway. Put your own little GM hats on it. And again, ladies and gentlemen, there's somebody going to be this. I know, but nobody's going to come here and coach for Jim Irsay. Say, come on, he's going to sign an $8 million check, and somebody's going to be here. Okay, it might not be the person you think he or she might be, but it's going to be somebody, and then somebody's going to be, you know what I mean, and away you go. But when the new regime comes in, do they keep Shaq Leonard? Do they keep a Jonathan Taylor around? Does Sam Ehlinger get a fair shot as a number 2? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of answers. There's a lot of questions that arise for me when I think about it.
Yeah, I don't. My opinion, Zach Moss.
It ain't gonna just be the top 5 pick or top 6 pick, and that's gonna be it. That's the thing that's gonna magically, deliciously save the Colts the next 2 seasons. Not, unfortunately. That's all I'm trying to say.
I mean, you got Jonathan Taylor, MVP. You're gonna get the most value that you can out of him now. Zach Moss ran against that Vikings, 24 carries, 81 yards. I guarantee his contract's not that huge. So, running backs are done by 30. I understand that, but you might as well get this. You have the most value in Jonathan Taylor. And sometimes you need to trade in that fancy car that you love so much that looks great and it's going to run great for the next how many years. But sometimes you need to trade in, John, because you got to pay those other bills, right? You let those other bills stack up every single year. Well, now they're coming collecting. And this offensive line is going to be coming to collect here soon. And you got to pay for those bills. So sometimes you have to get rid of those shiny toys, whether it's a Jonathan Taylor, whether it's a Darius Leonard, whether it's a Zaire Franklin. You gotta fix those things. And it starts with the GM as well. I mean, Ballard is tucked tail. I mean, I sound like Dan Dockich, but ever since this fiasco has started, and we saw his one inning, he's tucked tail. He ain't said a word. So, got to do something. Starts from the top.
So let's think about it, man. Does he really want his? You know what I'm saying? Does he got his resume? Does he got his resume sent to Tennessee already?
He's got to have it somewhere.
There's that too.
I don't think he's going to go to Tennessee. Tennessee sees what he does up here, and they don't want that. They just fired a guy that had a successful record.
That's because he was clashing with the coach, right? There's a little bit more stories behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? We have ownership overreach here, and that is why Ballard's tucked tail. I'm not trying to give Ballard no passes here. There's some other ways that a quarterback probably could have been addressed this year. You know what I'm saying? When I did my pre-mock draft, and again, I'm not kicking the coach in the balls for it or anything like that. They said go get them Matt Ryan when the homie Desmond Ridder, and I'm not saying he's about to blow anybody's doors off or anything like that. The kid from Cincinnati was there available for them to pick, and they chose to go somewhere else. If you want to go backwards and talk about other previous drafts, could they have drafted a Jalen Hurts? I know everybody's the coach. You know what I'm saying? If rumor mills is supposed to be believed, Frank Reich wanted to draft Jalen Hurts, and Chris Ballard was totally against it, man. So again, I don't know, man. It's gonna be everybody's gonna write a book afterwards, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Frank Reich and Chris Ballard write a season on the brink with the book about the last 2 seasons with the coach, man. But that's that. Brandon, they need a quarterback.
Historic.
We know to answer my own kind of question, they need a quarterback. They definitely need to get a little bit more dynamic and tight end. And if there's me personally, I do like Jonathan Taylor, having him around here. But this is the team that traded Marshall Faulk for crying out loud, and then he became an MVP. So don't hold Jonathan Taylor back. You know what I'm saying? This is his worst season as a Colt. He's been injured. He's had fumble. He's been fumble prone. I mean, maybe you can repair your team and get a king's ransom. Can Jonathan Taylor get you second round draft pick right now? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? So I think they entertain, you know what I'm saying, a blow up in the offseason. So I don't know. Who else? I don't want to be all about Colts, man, on the NFL tip, man, because again, that's a hot mess. What about your Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah, Steelers get a big win in Carolina. Mitch Trubisky played well. I thought Steelers win 24-16. Mitch, 179 yards, serviceable, 17 of 22. Deontay Johnson, 10 targets, 10 catches, 98 yards. Mitch, he got rid of the ball when he needed to get rid of it. Najee, 86 yards and a touchdown. That run game was picking up with Warren. Defense looked great. Well, not great, but good, serviceable. They held Sam Darnold, and they got a win. We're 6-8 with 3 games left in the season. Big one is this Saturday, Christmas Eve, the night game on Christmas Eve at 8:15. Raiders and Steelers, both teams 6-8 coming in. Obviously, the Raiders just came off of what they did. I will say this. There is no chance in hell that the Pittsburgh Steelers will lose this game this Saturday night on Christmas Eve. No chance. This was the 50-year anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. 50 years since then, against the same team on Raiders on the same Christmas Eve day. It's jersey retirement day. Only the third time in history.
No way in hell.
Third jersey retirement day was supposed to be an honorary day for the Immaculate Reception for Franco Harris. John, obviously the news that one of the Pittsburgh greats, Franco Harris, passed away this morning, shockingly, just days before he was supposed to be honored with a jersey retirement and the 50th anniversary with all these festivities. There is no chance in hell this Steelers team is going to get beat by the Raiders. No chance.
Hey, man, listen, the Raiders kind of surprised us this weekend, picking up the victory. That might be against their opponent's boneheadedness rather than anything that they did, right? I think, Brandon, you know me, man. I'm not no Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I'm not necessarily a huge fan. I respect Mike Tomlin and what he's been able to do as a coach. I think a lot of times people pick, they kind of take shots at him because, because they think he inherited a team and not necessarily kind of put one together. But Mike Tomlin ain't been there. He's been there longer than 2 years, people. We're not talking about an inherited team. Like, this dude's a good coach. So, everybody knows they're in a transitional time with their quarterback, right? Like, so come on, man. Everybody kind of counting them out and thinking they could be an assistant thing. Again, nobody threw no drum for anybody for 6 wins and potentially 11 losses or whatever. But this is a win. I think the next 3 games they can potentially go 9. Go 9-8, right?
Yeah.
And be locked out. I'm still out of the playoffs, right? But mathematically, go 9-8, man.
Keep the streak.
Keep up the streak, man. I'm signing you up for it, dude. I think I don't know if they go 9-8, Brandon, but I think they definitely. I mean, we know that they're better than a 4-win, 5-win team. But a lot of people had them kind of going into this season.
I found my audio. I found my audio before the season. I said they'd be 7-9. I thought they'd be 7-10. So we're kind of on that path right now. You get this win, you're 7-8, and you got last 2 against Baltimore and Cleveland. I have no doubt that they're going to win this game. Kenny Pickett's back. He'll be back playing this week. Tomlin said today. And if you want a prop bet, go ahead and put one in there that Kenny Pickett will throw a touchdown pass to Pat Freiermuth. The reason why I say that is when Pat Freiermuth and Kenny Pickett's selections were made for the draft, they were both made by Franco Harris the last couple years. So I think to honor Franco Harris Saturday night, there will be a touchdown pass thrown by Kenny Pickett to Pat Freiermuth at some point. I think Steelers win fucking big over the Raiders. Then we all go Merry Christmas. The last time there was a game on Christmas Eve for Pittsburgh, it was for the division title. It was against Baltimore, and it's the one where Antonio Brown, with no time left on the clock, reached the ball over the goal line, and the Steelers won on Christmas Eve. So with everything going on, man, with Franco and all that, there ain't no way they're losing this game.
Yeah, and let like I said, the Raiders is a divorce happening in the offseason, man. Carr's not going to be there. There's still question marks about with me and a lot of media members, man, with the coach. You know what I'm saying? He's probably going to be spared Black Monday coming in the offseason, but like next year, man, yeah, if he's there, I'll be shocked. You know what I mean? That team's going to look uniquely different. And again, so because they've been seesawing wins themselves, man. So, dude, emotions will run high this weekend in Pittsburgh, and I can't knock what you picked there.
Yeah. Looking around, Dolphins, Bills, John. Dolphins hung in there. 29-32 loss to the Buffalo Bills. Dolphins now are on the edge, it seems, for making the playoffs. They're still a great team, but they're right there on the edge with that key loss there against Buffalo. We'll see what happens there with them going into this next week. I believe Miami, they're home on Christmas Day against the Packers. I think the Packers, that's another team. They got a big win, John. I think Aaron Rodgers and the Packers sneak in. They've got the Dolphins at home or in Miami, and then they're home against the Vikings, and they're home against the Lions. You win those three, they're in. They control their own destiny.
They played Baker Mayfield. Everybody's got tape on Baker Mayfield.
John, they control their own destiny now.
Man, Aaron Rodgers still out here hating on his receivers too, though, man. And my receivers want to get more touchdowns. They better run the right route, man. Dude, this dude act like he's perfect, man. But
don't we all?
Don't we all? I don't necessarily like their chances of making the playoff run at all, man. I don't, man. Who do they play next?
The Dolphins.
Miami, and then
Packers, Dolphins, and then they play Dolphins, Vikings, and Lions. 2 of the 3 are at home.
Dude, all the things like the Lions. I don't know. I like the Lions. It's been a good story, man. You know what I'm saying? Dan Campbell, he'll get some Coach of the Year mentions, maybe. You know what I'm saying? They'll float it out. He probably won't get it, but like, you know, I don't know. That's a tough road. And Minnesota ain't no slouch, dude. They're not gonna go Green Bay pump them again. So, or this year, I think Minnesota actually beat them already. So I don't know, man. I like. I ain't buying with the Green Bay Packers are selling this. Sorry, man. The cheese is loaded this year.
Eagles beat the Bears 25-20. Eagles moved to 13-1. John, Jalen Hurts could be out for a couple weeks.
Yeah. I kind of thought, man, a couple weeks ago, man, that when they were playing like blowout games, that I was like, when we gonna start seeing Gardner Minshew,
right,
or any other backup, rather, you know, and like they, you know, what I'm saying, Sirianni just had him out there again, man. You know, I know we're playing a stack game between him and Patrick Mahomes, man, but Patrick Mahomes is going to always have more touchdowns, man. The best thing Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles can do to help him in his campaign with the MVP is to keep their one-loss record and him 100%. So he's got a sore shoulder, man. Gardner Minshew is probably going to play a majority of this game coming up. You got to tip your hat to them getting the victory over Chicago. Chicago, man. Chicago still trying to fight, man. Chicago ain't here to lay down, man, you know. But Chicago needs more weapons. Chicago needs help on the offensive line. Chicago needs help on the defensive line. Chicago needs more wide-out weapons, man, for Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry, for Justin Fields, man. But Chicago probably will rectify a whole lot of that coming in the offseason. But right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are still – I still got them as the number 1 team in the NFL.
Yeah, so do I. Looking at their opponents this week, John, Cowboys took one on the road and lost to the Jaguars in weird fashion in overtime, 40-34. What Dallas Cowboys team, man? I guess why we can't trust them.
Piss down their leg. Piss down their leg. It was a big time moment in a big time game. Rest assured, the Dallas Cowboys are not going to show up, man. So they gave a whole lot of life and a whole lot of hope in Jacksonville. It was kind of crazy, man. Urban Meyer almost ruined Sunshine's career. But we'll talk about that a little bit later, man. But like, nah, man. Dallas kind of controls their own destiny. We know this, man. They're still the damn deal. I still think they're top three team in the NFC, and they'll still be there. You know what I'm saying? Even with the jitters, you have to go to like Tampa Bay potentially play a playoff game. I still think they still win the weekend and entertain. They'll make a run. They're not gonna collapse. They'll make a run.
Gotcha. Bengals put on a second half blitz of Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, beat them 34-23. I mean, the Bucs are still winning the division, but is this a swan song for Brady? Does he pack up and head out west or something? Man, this is crazy how the Bucs are playing.
Man, you got to pack up and figure out what's going on with his wife. Right? But like, no, man.
Bengals are getting hot, man. They're getting hot, like we said.
Yeah, Bengals are getting hot, starting to run through people like hot nuts through butter, man. And away you go, man. I again, man, a lot of people still will debate me, you know, saying that the Kansas City is better. And I said, man, Kansas City's got to struggle the last 2 weeks with non-playoff teams. So how can Kansas City be better? People will say, well, what about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills? Do you trust their running game that they have? Do you trust Josh Allen sometimes? You know what I'm saying, in a big-time game. So, like, no, man, I got Cincinnati, like I said, getting to the AFC Championship game. No surprise.
What kind of tomfoolery was going on in that line or in the Giants Commanders game with some blatant officiating that was just piss poor? Oh my God, John! First, the lining up where the referee says you're good, while he's saying he's good with one hand, he's getting the flag ready. Come on, man! And then the pass interference that was clear as day. Commanders got screwed. Can't do Ron Rivera like that.
Well, Dan Snyder ain't gonna say nothing, man. He knows they got he got bigger picture for got other problems, man. So, I don't know, man. There's no, that was terrible, Brandon. Who refereed that game?
I don't know. Hopefully they're not going to Pittsburgh. Hopefully they're not going to Pittsburgh this weekend. So,
right.
Just crazy. Chargers continue to win 8-6. They knocked off the Titans. I told you I like their schedule going out the rest of the way. 8-6. They're second there. They're in the playoff hunt. They're right now a 6th seed. Their schedule looks very, very favorable. They've got the Colts Monday Night Football coming up, and then they're home against the Rams and at the Broncos. That should be 3 dubs. That puts them 11-6. I don't see a reason why these. I think these guys. That's our 5 seed right there. Yeah, I think that's easily our 5 seed. Baltimore will slip up. You know, is Lamar Jackson healthy? Is he not healthy? You're gonna a lot of QB issues as we're getting close to the playoffs, and it's a matter of who can get healthy quicker and who can return to form. And
right. I think Baltimore. I mean, can you write them off as far as the regular season concerned? I mean, they're gonna be limping in. They're gonna be limping in.
They're 9-5. I don't think you can write them off.
They got no juice though, man. Can anybody believe in them? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, the AFC Championship game. Like, I think if Baltimore had to play in Kansas City, even in Kansas City, they lose. Even with Kansas City playing miserable, I mean, as bad as they are, they lose. If anybody in this playoff picture is a fraud, they're gonna get mad at me, Brandon. Down in
I know you're
Miami.
using a fraud word on them now.
It would be the Dolphins, just because Miami is here for the first time. Now, guess what? there's a lot of people patting themselves on the back this weekend because Miami didn't lay down against Buffalo in a 32-29 game that was like a daggone blizzard game, right? Nobody, but like, dude, you still lost. You didn't win. You went up against an elite. Like, again, man, you got to win those games. If you want to be considered like, hey, this is the team going to the Super Bowl, you got to go from the road and handle your business. I'm glad they kept pace with Buffalo, but you didn't win. So, again, man, if anybody in this playoff picture as far as the NFC is concerned, it would be Miami. I would consider them a fraud. Again, it's a gentleman's fraud, not a fraud like they don't deserve to be here.
Right. Baltimore 9-5. They're 2 games up on the 8th and 9th place teams. 7 get in. Obviously, they're 2 games up on New England and the Jets. I still take Baltimore over New England or even the Jets. Jacksonville's 6-8, so they're up 3 games on them. I think they've done enough that they're already going to get in, and their schedule doesn't look as bad finishing out. Just get Lamar healthy and get ready for your game because you're most likely going to take on either Jacksonville or Tennessee, whoever wins that division. And I can easily see them winning that 4-5 matchup.
Okay. So, I mean, hey, lot of teams, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of dreams.
Yeah.
A lot of teams, a lot of dreams. But like I said, I really do like, again, man, though I pick on Kansas City, they find ways to win games with their offense. Like, again, Patty Mahomes is their best player. I don't consider them a fraud, even though they struggle. Like, again, they find ways to beat teams. But, man, again, like some of these teams, like if you ain't complete, like I think I don't have the numbers in front of right now. Like saying Cincinnati seems like the most complete team right now. Special teams playing better. Joe Burrow has shaken off the rest of the appendectomy that he had to go through this year, and the defense is playing hanging. So you kind of, I kind of like the Bengals, like I said, winning the NFC.
Yeah, Bengals.
Now I got to win. I had them go to the championship. Now I got to win.
Oh, okay. Right now in the AFC, it's Buffalo, Kansas City, Cincinnati, and then Tennessee, Baltimore, Chargers, and Dolphins. NFC right now, you got Eagles, Vikings, the surging hot 49ers, then Tampa Bay, Dallas, Giants, and Washington. So half game back is Seattle and Detroit. Both of them are half game back.
Yeah, Water, like reality kind of met up with Taylor Smith and the quarterback play in Seattle, right? I think at some point though, I do like what I've seen out of San Francisco and them being a resilient football team. Too, they lost how many quarterbacks have they gone through? You know what I'm saying? And they keep on winning. So, but at some point, man, they like, dude, you asking Brett Purdy to gunsling it out with some of the elite quarterbacks. You know what I mean? I guess it has to remain to be seen if you got some Willie Beeman in it or not. You know what I'm saying? Willie Beeman from any given Sunday, but I don't know. They quit their division. You like that if you're a San Francisco 49er fan. And like I said, man, Brett Purdy has been playing like a red hot firecracker, man. Not turning the ball over, and again, defense, but like, dude, I can't take that.
Here's the thing, John. You talk about Brock Purdy and can he sling it against these quarterbacks? Well, I mean, he's got to get through the NFC first, and I think it can easily happen. You got a Philadelphia squad who Jalen Hurts. Okay, what kind of Jalen Hurts are you going to get by the time that these teams would play each other? If Jalen Hurts would even be back and saying he doesn't get hurt again, God forbid. But Brock Purdy versus Kirk Cousins, that doesn't scare me. Brock Purdy versus a 6-8 Tom Brady in the Bucs. I mean, it doesn't scare me, but I mean, because the way the Bucs live, and I'm not going to count out Tom Brady, but it doesn't scare me with the way the rest of that team plays.
Okay.
Dallas.
Right.
I mean, you just saw what happened with them against Trevor Lawrence. So I think Brock Purdy could easily contain with that squad, especially with the run game and the passing game. You got get Debo back, and I think the 49ers will be okay with that. The Giants, I have no problem with Purdy there against Daniel Jones. And then Washington, Heineke against Jones, or Heineke against Purdy. I have no problem there. That's your playoff teams. I've got Purdy who can compete with at least 5 of the 6 other opponents.
Oh, man. Who's the third? Come on, man. You gotta stop hating on Daniel Jones. You gotta stop hating on Daniel Jones, man. He's turned in. Dude, Daniel Jones gonna get paid this year.
I can't hear you, John. You put your mic closer.
Daniel Jones is gonna get paid in the offseason. You gotta stop hating on Daniel Jones' abilities, dude.
He ain't gonna get paid by the Giants. Well, sort of. It sounds like you're underwater.
Do you think? Hold on, I'm sorry. You don't think Daniel Jones is gonna get a contract from the Giants?
No.
Man, I think he's a Giant.
Not the contract that he's wanting. I think he can get a contract. I don't think it's going to want. He's going to want.
Will it be something? Could it be something like a franchise tag? Absolutely. Could it be something short term? Absolutely. Because you know what I mean. They're not long term dating. But like again, Daniel Jones is as good as anybody that they would pick right now. Where they would have to pick it.
Can't you see?
So I think he's signed up.
I can see the Giants going after Jimmy Garoppolo. He'll be a free agent.
Man, is he going to be in one piece?
I mean, here's the thing. You can hope he is. You got a backup, but you can spend money on other positions, and you don't have to worry about paying Daniel Jones what he thinks he should earn. And, I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo is getting paid $7 million this year, right? So why can't you pay him, hey, we'll pay you $9 million. You're coming off an injury. You know, we'll pay you $10 million. It's better than paying $18, $19, $20 that you might have to pay to a Daniel Jones contract. That's just my opinion on it. I think you go right now. The market value for a quarterback is $34.9 million. That's market value. 4 years, 139 mil is the market value, and that's for a QB 11 rank. So, and right now he's playing as a quarterback 26. So, Garoppolo, I think that you can get him on the cheap. You could go out and get yourself a Jacoby Brissett as well. He's serviceable, right? I mean, he kept Cleveland afloat.
They can't go backwards, though. Like, Daniel Jones, Jacoby Brissett, you telling your team, like, dude, we won games with Daniel Jones. Now Jacoby Brissett. And I'm just going by the record, not necessarily by the QBR, right? Jacoby Brissett is not going to be in Cleveland next year. He might be backing up. He might be backing up with whoever's coaching, whoever's the coach quarterback.
I thought you were going to say you might back it here in Indianapolis.
That's what I'm saying. He might be backing up the coach. He might be backing up. I don't know. I think
dumb enough to do it.
I think Daniel Jones gets another run back in New York, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to seeing Jonathan's mock draft for the NFL once we get the season over and he gets his first mocks out there. Right now, they got the Colts taking Will Levis at 6. You okay with that?
Okay.
He can throw the ball.
Will Levis, man, that's the kid from Kentucky?
Yeah.
He just recently got on my radar, right? As far as I mean, he's been on the radar since for a while, right? Yeah. Pro quarter, oh man, we gotta have to real see, man. We can't throw names out there just because we need it.
Well, that's how you got in trouble to get. That's why you got Nick Foles starting this weekend.
Right.
We'll see. Anything else I have NFL wise? No, on my top 5 this week, John, I had the Eagles at 1, Bills at 2, Chiefs at 3, 49ers at 4, and Bengals at 5. Vikings fell out after that escape of a victory. The Cowboys fell out after that loss. So, and it's goofily so. I mean, yeah, the Cowboys, they lost a close one, and you can say the Vikings won. I had Minnesota fans getting on my ass because I dropped them out of the top 5. Dude, it took a miracle for them to win that game against the Colts, you know?
Right. A miracle of a meltdown. Right.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, well, I don't really have a concern with dropping them in the thing. And the 49ers have played better. They're 10-4. The Bengals have played better. The Bengals are maybe one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. Besides Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. And this is the exact same trajectory that they did last year when they went to the Super Bowl. So we'll see. Boy, I had those fan bases on my ass this weekend. I was not ready. So, all right, John, if you want to go ahead, we'll get to our next segment here. I think our guest is ready. Have you do our intro.
Absolutely, man. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please give us your round of applause, man, for the newly crowned United Wrestling Network Heavyweight Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, and returning guest on the Crossroads Sports Show, Danny Limelight. Man, welcome to the show.
What's up, Danny?
Mi gente, what's going on, baby? How y'all doing?
Good. You? You're doing all right.
You know me. Man, I'm good. I'm chilling, man. I'm out here in beautiful LA. You know, we out here vibing. What y'all up to today?
Oh, just talking sports, getting ready for this snowstorm. We got a snowstorm coming tomorrow, Danny.
Oh, man. That don't sound like a place I want to be at right now.
No, you don't. You don't really.
How y'all been? Everything's been good?
Yeah, everything else has been good, man. But Danny, I think the last time we talked, you and Poppy Esco, everybody doesn't know, were like world tag team champions. And I think that's a while back. Yeah, it's been a while back, and I think that's when right when y'all had brought in Slice Boogie to do a little 3-man action. And I know you and Slice had went around. You and Slice had went around. You know what I'm saying? A couple. Y'all hit Puerto Rico. Y'all hit Atlanta. A couple other spots, man. So like, man, I want to know. We want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? You win the heavyweight title, but like in between time, man, you've been busy, man. You got bigger. You hit the gym. You got bigger, a little bigger, right? But you've been, some of the spots you've been in and like the places that you've seen in between since you've been gone, man.
Yeah, man. So I think the last time we talked, like you said, I was one half of United Wrestling Network World Tag Team Champion Pablo Esco. Slice had just joined, and after that, that was right around the time when I started with New Japan, started rocking and rolling with New Japan, did my thing there, turned on Rocky, joined Team Filthy, been part of Team Filthy since, went over to AEW, did my thing at AEW, made my Dynamite debut against Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. Wrestled some of the best they had to offer, like John Moxley, Ray Phoenix, Kanosuke Takeshita, had some banger matches, tag matches with some of the best out there as well. Wrestled Brian Cage, Matt Sydal. I can just list all the names, so many of them, Eddie Kingston. And then in between all that, I was still doing my thing at United, building the bodega up. Me and the bodega was carrying the show on our back, Then my time with AEW came to an end. I went to MLW with Slice Boogie, who became the World Tag Team Champion. Went to Puerto Rico, became the IWA Tag Team Champion. Took those belts stateside. Took the MLW World Tag titles around. We were still United Wrestling Network Tag Champions for like one more month. We had 3 different belts from 3 different companies. We were doing our thing. And then, man, I still wrestling at United, still wrestling for New Japan, still doing what I had to do. And then now, this last half of the year, 2022, I kind of went on a singles thing because Slice got injured. So I kind of went the singles route, still having the bodega behind me, but kind of letting us all do our own little things because we all are singles wrestlers by trade anyway. You feel me? So Papa was the PD champion, and I was grinding. Currently now I'm the United Wrestling Network World Heavyweight Champion. I qualified to become a #1 contender by winning the Golden Opportunity Tournament. I beat Shane Hayes, Jack Manning, Willie Mack, Tyler Bateman. I guess it's called Bateman now. Great competitors. I wrestled some of the best since then. I wrestled one-on-ones with Alan Angels, Baron Black, Shane Hayes again. They were just lining them up for me, man. All while still doing my thing at New Japan as part of Team Filthy, And then, now I'm the World Heavyweight Champion. I'm the VWE SoCal champion. Now the #1 contender for the FSW No Limits Championship. January 14th, my first title defense in Arizona at the Red Carpet Rumble versus Eddie Kingston. So they lined up the big boys, the final bosses already for me. My first defense.
Right.
I've really just been hooking the jab. And like you said, I've been in the gym. Way the heaviest I ever weighed. I'm 189 right now, bro. Just getting jacked up. And I just finished shooting for a Netflix show.
I was going to say, how's the acting going? I was going to ask if there was any more acting going on.
It's been going good, man. It's been working on projects, doing stunts, auditioning nonstop. I just finished working on The Brother's Son, a Netflix show starring Michelle Yeoh. My daughter, she just finished a film with Terrence Howard and Cuba Gooding Jr. back in March. So we just been grinding out here.
Man, dripping gold and walking runways.
Yeah, red carpets and gold. That's how Texas championships, baby.
Danny, was that your first time competing in Puerto Rico?
That was my first time competing in Puerto Rico for IWA. A couple months prior to that, I had went to Puerto Rico for the first time for another company out in Puerto Rico, in Carolina, Puerto Rico. It was called the Espiritu Dojo. I went out there, had my first match in Puerto Rico ever, and then Fabio Vega brought me to IWA.
I'm cheating. I did a little cheat sheet, man, because I heard you on somebody else's podcast show, man, and I don't care if you want to shout them out or not. It's all good, man. But tell me the difference between the reaction from fans from from their perspective, like from wrestling in Puerto Rico, and when the time you wrestling in Mexico.
Well, shit, Mexico, they hate me, man. I get vessels thrown at me, bro. I come out there with the Puerto Rican flag, I do my dance, they hate it.
Right.
And then Puerto Rico, they love Papi. I mean, everywhere else, like, that's what it is. Wherever I go, they're either gonna love Papi or they're gonna hate Papi. But either way, Papi's gonna get a reaction from him.
Yeah. I got you, man. I gotta. So I want to transition because there's no way we can just glaze over the fact that you are, like I said, United Network Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, and you defeated Jordan
United
Cleveland.
United Wrestling Network.
Thank you.
That's the seventh time,
man.
so you don't mess it up ever again.
Ooh, don't mess it up, JV.
Danny, everybody can't be one take kill like Danny Limelight.
Yeah, one take dick over here, baby.
All right. But like, no, man. So what was it like, winning the title in a place where, people kind of already know you're familiar with? What was it like, actually win? I know 7 years ago, you started, with that particular company, and like now here you are.
Right.
It's crazy world heavyweight champion.
For the majority of my career, everywhere I've been a heel. Actually, everywhere I've been a heel. United Wrestling Network was my home company. I was a heel there my whole time until I turned face. It just happened. I turned over the new leaf back in May. The crowd organically just pushed me that way. They wanted to see me win. I was fighting for the Heritage Championship, got cheated out of it, and that's when the whole table turned. Tables turn, bridges burn, you live and learn, you feel me? And then being their homegrown talent and becoming the guy. I mean, I already was the face of the company. I don't think anybody could take that from me. Mm-hmm. I've been the face of the company for at least 2 years. I don't care what anybody says. I just never had the gold around my waist to prove it, It was like that uncrowned king, you know what I'm saying? And he finally winning the big one, man. My first shot at it. When the tournament came out, when the original tournament for the world title came out, I wasn't even considered to be in the tournament. I wasn't even part of the tournament. Right. I was just a workhorse, mid-card, tag team guy, at the time. Nothing wrong with that, but that was my role. Right. And I'm really good at it, and I did my thing. And I think that it just got to the point where they realized that I'm undeniable, bro. Like, I have the charisma, I have the talent. I can wrestle any style, I can wrestle anybody. I can do tag, faction, singles.
Yep.
Put a microphone in my hand, it's mic on, safety off. I'm liable to say whatever.
See, that's the thing.
And it's authentic.
Microphone in your hand. I was hoping that at some point on AEW Dark or so, we would have you on the mic, cutting some promos, just to kind of get that feel, that personality.
I had asked a couple times, and they was just, they were like, not right now, not now, or no. But I didn't complain about it. I didn't want to ask too much because I already felt like they were already giving me more than what I felt at the time that I deserved. I felt like they were giving me all these opportunities,
Right.
So I didn't want to complain or whine about it, But I knew that if they would have gave me a microphone, I would have got way more open than I already was. I was becoming very popular on their Elevation and Dark show.
Yep. Oh yeah. There was a lot of great Twitter comments, and there was.
It wasn't until. Yeah, I mean, people loved it. And it wasn't until, I always had a microphone at United, but it was never a live mic, And then, like, the New Japan shows, I would always cut my promos in the back, like a lot, after the match, we talk our shit. I'd always talk with Team Shoti. But it wasn't until MLW handed me a microphone, a live mic in front of a crowd, where people was like, holy shit, this kid is capable of saying whatever and getting a reaction.
Yeah,
one of my favorites growing up was The Rock. And one thing I loved about watching The Rock was that when he had a microphone, he was capable of saying anything. He had all these catchphrases for all these occasions, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I, you know, not that I don't use the same catchphrase. I mean, I tailor it to myself, you know. Like if I say "mi gente," I know I'm gonna get a reaction. You know, certain things that I do, and I say, and I call myself Papi, and like it's all natural. It's all me. It comes out my mouth, and it just gets the reaction that I want from the crowd, you know. And then I control them, man. I have them in the palm of my hand. Wherever I'm at, they put a microphone in my hand. I got the crowd eating.
Beautiful.
And that was I really got to give the credit to MLW for that, for trusting me with the live mic. And then it kind of, from there, New Japan was kind of like giving my live mic. And then, you know, United started giving me live mics. And then so now everywhere I go on the indies or whatever, they give me a mic when I come out.
Beautiful. Hey, that's perfect, man. Like I said, I was wishing it would. It happened there. It didn't, but I'm glad it's happened at these other promotions. And you're getting a chance to kind of show that side that people may not know, and to get them to either hook you as a good guy or as a heel or a heel or a good guy. So, and I think honestly, the last time that we talked, it's been so long. I think they were just coming out with the belt, the title, and they were going to have a tournament for it. I remember us talking, and you said, "Hey, you just want that shot, that chance to compete for the world title." And now it's kind of full circle that you are that champion, that you recently just won it. My question to you is: we've got the United Wrestling Network's Red Carpet Rumble Saturday the 14th at Bell Bank Park in Mesa, Arizona, which, I mean, it's a hell of a date because that's the day I'm getting married here in a couple of weeks. So, hell of a date. My question is, how did we decide a crumb bum like Eddie Kingston's getting a title shot for your title?
Listen, man, Eddie Kingston is a world-traveled professional wrestler. You know, somebody that I had a lot of respect for growing up, you know, in the business. You know, everybody always talk about Eddie Kingston, this Puerto Rican dude from New York. You know, that said what he wanted, did what he wanted. He was known for having these amazing matches, you know. So just, you know, I've been in the ring with him twice now. I know the type of guy he is. I know the type of wrestler he is. But see, this will be my first time one-on-one with him. It's my first defense. I know in his head it's an easy day of work for him. You know, that's what he's probably thinking. And I'm going to tell him straight up, you know, as a vet, Eddie, if you underestimated me, that's a rookie mistake.
I hear it.
So I'm gonna see him January 14th. Bobby's walking into Arizona to bring the heat. We're gonna get it popping.
Yeah. I mean, I have no problem with Eddie. I just don't want him to, you know, I think he's getting in line, get behind some others up here. You know, I don't want him to, because you know he's gonna try to cheat you. He'll try to cheat you, get you referee turn his back or
it's
something.
Right. I know how to cheat to win too. I know how to win ugly.
Love it.
I did that for years. You know, that's how, you know what I'm saying, got to where I was at.
Yep.
Lying and cheating.
Right.
You know, like from the late great Eddie. Learn from the real great Eddie. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Danny, not that you're overlooking Eddie Kingston or anything like. So, like, what is the outlook for Danny Limelight in 2023, either on professional wrestling or in Hollywood as an actor? What is
well, obviously, I want to bring the United Wrestling Network World Heavyweight Championship all around. I want to defend it everywhere. I want to be a fighting champ. I want to fight the best of the best, no matter what company, what city, what country they're from. I don't care what planet they're from. You know, I don't care what color they are. As long as they breathe oxygen, bring their ass here, line them up for me. And all I want to do from there, man, you know, I want to become a household name. You know, I want to be on TV every week, whether that's with AEW, WWE. You know, they got Ring of Honor, you got Impact, New Japan. You know, maybe I could head over to Japan for a bit. You know, I'm going wherever the life takes me. You know what I'm saying? I got some ideas of where I want to land, but I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep grinding, putting in the work, and eventually I'm gonna be where I'm supposed to be. You know, and that's on everybody's TV with a microphone in my hand, talking shit like only I can do.
Hell yeah!
Everybody's TV. But hey, man, people can still check out the Saturday United. Correct me one more time. United Wrestling Network.
United Wrestling.
He gonna slap
Network.
you.
I gotta get you hooked on phonics, B.
Yeah, he does.
I need you gotta edit this shit to have the little word with the little Danny Limelight head bouncing over the words so you can read along and shit.
Oh shit! Listen,
United Wrestling Network World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, put some respect on his name, John. Damn it! Hey, everybody, catch Danny Limelight. United Wrestling Network Red Carpet Rumble Saturday night, January 14th. If you're at the Bell Bank Park in Mesa, Arizona, Or I'm sure it'll be streamed somewhere, right? You can buy it to watch.
Yep. It'll be airing on TV. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be all around. They'll get it up there. The word will go out all over Twitter. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Danny Limelight for all updates. Find out where I'm going to be at next. They go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Danny Limelight. Get your T-shirts, merchandise, and make sure you stay tapped in because Poppy gonna do what he do.
Beautiful, Danny. Thank you again. Best of luck. Not that you need it, and we'll get you back on sooner than later. We won't wait that long.
All right, guys. Appreciate it, man. Take care.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right, John. He's gonna slap you through the wall. You ain't getting that shit right.
Hold on. Danny Limelight just got to be 180. I've been 180 a long time, bro. You don't want no parts of it.
Oh, he said he could get you some Hooked on Phonics, and I love that part. Oh yeah, for sure. Get this guy some Hooked on Phonics.
Pull that high heel. We have to use it.
No, great call with him, getting him on there. Like I said, last time we talked to him, that title was just starting to become, and they were getting a first tournament, and he was talking about wanting to get part of it. So it's good to see him win. Hey, I had to get a plug on there about that crumb bum Eddie Kingston.
Hey man, don't be starting no heat with Eddie Kingston.
Hey man, I don't want our guy Dan Limelight get cheated out. So that's why I said I don't trust Eddie, man. I don't trust Eddie Kingston. So we want to bring Eddie on the show, bring his ass on the show as well.
Bring him too. Right.
So great call, Danny Limelight. We'll get him back on again. Once John gets his Hooked on Phonics course completed, we'll get him back on the show.
Wrestling Network Heavyweight Champion.
The United Wrestling Network World Heavyweight Champion. So,
all right, take an ad break.
We're going to take a quick ad break. We come back. Tanner will be joining us, and we got to get our college football in, folks. We got to get the Bulls in. So we'll be back.
You've changed thousands of diapers, cut off hundreds of crusts, played hours of peekaboo and duck goose because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm insurance agent Scott K. Nichols will help make it easy and affordable to help protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Scott K. Nichols in Indianapolis today at 317-243-3509. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We also want to thank our sponsor, Mavericks Custom Motorsports, where ideas are created, dreams are born, specializing in custom motorcycles, boats, slingshots, Jeeps, and trucks, offering pickups, deliveries, and shipping worldwide. Check them out today, MavericksCustomMotorsports.com. Like I said, they ship worldwide, custom motorcycle builds, custom audio accessory installs, LED lighting, custom wheels. They carry all the top brands and more. Check them out today. Give them a call at 833-SHOP-MAV. That's 833-SHOP-MAV. Or check them out, MavericksCustomMotorsports.com. If you order online, use the promo code Crossroads at checkout for an exclusive discount. Christmas time's coming up in a couple days. You only got a couple things left. Don't forget, get your Christmas shopping in. If you need to get something, reach out to Mavericks Custom Motorsports. Let them know that we sent you.
Crossroads Sports would like to thank Wiseman Logistics. Their team is dedicated to the successful delivery of your packages. Services, domestic or commercial, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Call 877-744-6212 to set up your delivery. Thanks, Wiseman.
All right. Thank you to all three of our sponsors there. John, kind of looking things before we get Tanner on. Indy Hoops Classic. Indy Classic we had. Purdue and Ball State were both there. Boilermakers pull out a 7-point win over Davidson, a pesky Davidson team. Ball State had a very nice win. What was your thoughts on the Indy Classic this year, away from the Crossroads?
It didn't necessarily feel like the Crossroads because like Crossroads, correct me wrong, was all Indiana schools, right? Or I thought it was, but like no, man, the Indy, it didn't really miss a beat to me. It was a little different seeing like non-Indiana schools there, and like even We were texting some of our other media partners across the way because they were at the Butler game, man. So it kind of felt like, well, why ain't Butler here? You know what I'm saying? Is Butler running? I mean, and I know Butler played UConn and they got the ass whooped, but it felt like Butler should have been at this event. You know what I'm saying? Playing one of these two teams. Not that Davidson wasn't good enough or good to hang with Purdue. They were. They made it ugly. Hell, I thought. I thought they were as we walked, you know what I'm saying, the sideline now, right? I thought that, you know what I'm saying, Davidson would ever be bang with Purdue because I didn't think they were big enough. I didn't think they were taller. The tallest dude on Davidson is 6'10", and I feel like Purdue got, you know what I'm saying, 6'10" plus 80, you know what I'm saying, on their front line. Purdue, like, you know what I'm saying, they 6'7" is a real 6'7". It's not a joke. You know what I mean? But, like, you know, just kind of talk about Ball State a little bit, too, and then Illinois State. Illinois State, I think, you can't call them pesky. I'm going to say I think they have an identity. But they are athletic enough to keep up with, you know what I'm saying, it made a ugly, it was a little ugly at first in the first half of the game. And then Ball State just kind of, you know, they relied on the crowd. The crowd was, Brandon, the Ball State crowd, y'all got to show up, Ball State alumni. Y'all got to show up. And in hell. Mike Lewis, man, he's, you know, hey, man, that's a good guy to have, Ball State alumni. Me and Brandon Reed are Ball State alumni, and Scott K. Nichols, who you know what I'm saying, who bankrolls, you know what I'm saying, some of the ads around here. Hey, this is the holiday show, y'all. Bankrolls some of the ads around here. He's a Ball State alumni. Hey, Peyton Stovall, who's also come on the show, man. Hey, they said, yo, alumni need to come down there. And then I'm saying, the more people start funneling in, Ball State kind of fed off the crowd. But like the first half, they wasn't there, y'all. They wasn't. They need. I mean, and this is a team that kind of needs your support. They got good coaches. Mike Lewis has got them playing. Like Brandon is like picking on the guy. He's like Bumgarner. He needs to go. All right, like Bumgarner is a play two kind of guy now. He's a holdover from the last era, and like he's struggling with his shooting. I know I messed up his name, but what's his real name, Brandon? Luke.
I don't know. You know, I don't
you
know
picked on him. You wrote his name down. You picked on him. And saying like he was 2 for 100 or something like that for 3, which he is. That's real numbers. But like they keep on playing him because there's no depth on Ball State's bench, right? They starting 5 is the best 5 they got out there. Again, win the MAC. If they can win the MAC with that starting 5, man, Mike Lewis would be head coach of them. I mean, he'll be the head coach of the year in the MAC. I just don't necessarily think Ball State's got the depth. They got some really good starters, right? You know what I'm saying? And Peyton Sparks and Coleman. You know what I'm saying? But, like, the depth on the bench is not there. Again, man, great game that they played against Illinois State. They came out with a victory. The Purdue game, Brandon, did it not sound like a Pacer game? The level of fan engagement, and I ain't just talking about, like, the thunder that they put in, the production that Purdue puts into, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, the players are coming out announcing and whatnot. I'm just talking about, like, the people were there. No wonder Purdue wants this game. Purdue ain't gonna never this is like a home game for them at Cambridge. You know what I'm saying? Because the fan engagement, man. So like, you know, when Davidson got real pesky and start, you know what I'm saying, making plays, making the more the hustle plays. I mean, if you look at I don't have the stats in front of me. Shame on me, Brandon. I took stats there. And so, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, me and Brandon probably gonna start broadcast if they allow us. We'll do some color commentary. We can't video it, but we did a great commentary that we probably should have recorded when we were at the game, man, because Davidson kind of showed up and got past and got after it and made it messy for Purdue in the second half, man. But ultimately, Purdue, you know, saying big boy them and outmuscled them. You know, saying Zach Edey. Is it pretty? Does it look like 1955 Bill Russell kind of basketball sometimes? Yeah, but it's effective and it's winning. If they get consistent enough third play from drumroll first, you know what I'm saying? You called it, Brandon. Like, dude, if first gets in there, in fact, like it seemed like he was playing timid in the first half, and then a switch went on. A light switch went on. Coach told him, "Hey, man, you might have to get a rebound if you want to get some points. The ball just ain't gonna float in your hand." You know what I'm saying? Kind of like one of those kind of conversations. And then he got after it, and they had you got to get more than Zach Edey out there because like a double's coming. Davidson tripled, and like you know what I'm saying, even before he had the ball. So teams are going to pick up on that, and you know what I'm saying, him in a double team is not what necessarily you want him pass down double team and ready for a shooter to shoot, right? And right now, I don't know, Brandon. I know you said you think it's a better team without Ivy. I can't necessarily agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Line of thinking. But this is a solid team, and they do play very well, great basketball together, and it's very like workmanship. Let me put my, you know what I'm saying, hard hat on. But like, man, you know what I'm saying, because they can't lose that kind of game. But you know what I'm saying, but against the pesky Davidson. But hey, the number one team, they are in the nation, the Purdue Boilermakers. There you go. The floor is yours.
Okay. We've got our guy on. It's time for Pick'em. John, we'll bring our guy on here momentarily.
You know,
I've got a new intro for him. A new intro. I always end up changing it up. So I've got this one for him now.
Yeah, Rick Wade. Oh my
God. Ladies and gentlemen, our boy, Pick'em. He's currently the leader after week 1 of the Bowl Series. Tanner Penrod.
Hey, what's that?
This was the old WrestleMania theme, Sean. John, the old WrestleMania theme.
You could just win with it, Brandon. But yeah, go ahead, man.
WrestleMania. I had to get him. WrestleMania. Tanner, welcome back, my guy. How you been? You been good?
I've been good. Just sitting here watching a little North Carolina, Michigan at the moment.
They getting worked by Michigan? I haven't seen the score.
You know, it's tied. We might as well be in the Big Ten because we played that whole damn conference probably better than Purdue will this year. So I'm pissed pouncing.
Stop it.
Oh, my.
I know you don't believe any of that. Boys. So as of the games that we've had 12 games so far, the 13th one's tonight. Mm-hmm. So we made our picks already for that. 12 games in, Tanner, you are 9-3. I'm 8-4, and John is 7-5. So we've got respectable scores so far. Eastern with the outright win yesterday, which was huge. Toledo won, fellas, but they didn't cover for us. They won by 2. So that one hurt us quite a bit. UConn hurt me. Damn it! I thought UConn was going to be able to hang in there. That was not the case.
They put on a little. They came back. I thought they were going to backdoor cover.
They did. I thought they were. I thought they are as well. I actually took them at 12 and a half day of, but that ended up covering with that. So tonight I switched out my pick, boys. You guys kept with South Alabama. Western Kentucky's got their quarterback back tonight. He decided he's going to play now. So with that, I said, "Shit, give me the 4 in Western Kentucky."
What the hell?
Yeah, had to switch. Well, I haven't learned my lesson, obviously, right, from the last time we had something like this. So, gentlemen, let's dive right in. Bowl game starting tomorrow. Armed Forces Bowl. Baylor -5.5 versus Air Force. John, we'll let you start it.
There's no way in God's earth Air Force could beat Baylor's third string. I'm not disrespecting military.
You are.
The Air Force football player. No, I'm not. No, I'm not, man. No, I'm not. I'm telling the
if that's not disrespect.
Their third team couldn't beat Air Force. Air Force couldn't beat their third team, man. Give me Baylor.
That's a quick little hit.
Yeah, what? Well, he's gonna be changing his tune here shortly.
Just for that, I'm taking Air Force.
Go for it.
I'm taking Air Force as well. I'm taking Air Force as well. I'm for the troops. It's the Armed Forces Bowl for the troops. It's in Fort Worth. Hey, John, kickoff, that little Baylor squad, I know they don't like cold weather. It's going to be 22 degrees and winds at 40 miles an hour. Air Force's triple option is going to run all over that ass. I'm taking Air Force.
Me too.
If any of these dudes are gonna be pros, they better show up. They'll show up. They can't have no bad taste. Y'all know that. You know that, right? They can't have no. They're not allowed to have bad taste. Baylor, this ain't Air Force. Air Force. The guys playing in Air Force. No disrespect. There ain't a David Robinson above.
That's all I'm hearing is disrespect
right now. So I'm just saying, man. No. You're not listening. Who am I disrespecting? I'm not disrespecting Air Force. I'm disrespecting Baylor. If they lose, it's just a loss of Jonathan Birdsong's record. Pick them. If they lose, they got a lot of bad tape, and ain't nobody from Baylor gonna be drafted. So who am I really disrespecting? They better win. I'm still sticking with Baylor. I ain't switching.
All right.
I ain't the switcher here. The switcher is Brandon Reed.
But I didn't switch on this pick. I stayed with my pick. I just think with the cold weather and the winds, shit, this triple option is going to destroy them.
They better not show them no bad taste. Not no scout, better not be there.
All right, boys. The Independence Bowl, University of Louisiana Lafayette versus Houston. Houston, 7-point favorites in this one. Dana Holgerson's squad. What says you, Tanner?
I'm gonna go Louisiana Lafayette. Just because I think I like a little underdog. Houston is 1-7 as a favorite against the spread this season. So give me the underdog.
Okay.
And Louisiana's 14-7 against the spread the last 5 years as an underdog. So I'll just go on that route.
Okay. I'm going to take.
Cam.
What?
Go ahead. Let me ask my question, Cam. Cam, you think it's going to be a high-scoring game? Like 26-32? You think it could be something like that?
I mean, the over-under is 58. The over-under is 58.
Right. Brandon, I watched the Houston team early in the season. And I know what these little teams like Louisiana, I can't even pronounce the daggone. You know what I mean? I know what they can't do.
Yeah, all you really need to know is it's the Raging Cajuns, baby, and that's what you got to roll
right. with. That's what I'm saying. Like, what do you think? Brandon, you too. What do you think? Like, what kind of scoring you think you're gonna see this time? I mean, anybody who want to watch entertaining football, I'm saying watch this game. Like, what kind of the numbers would you say?
Well, I was thinking over myself in this game, but I also was thinking over on that Troy and UTSA, and that ended up being no more than 18 points scored.
No.
You know,
Brandon, them dudes are thumpers. Troy is a bunch of thumpers, man. That's why they wanted him for Purdue. They wanted that coach for Purdue because he's like that type of football dude. Like, he like that shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
He like that, 12. You know what I mean?
Sorry, don't be sorry.
But like this game right here is gonna be, like 27. You know what I mean? 29. That's what it's gonna be.
Here's your stat. I just found it. Here you go, Jonathan. Houston's 9-2-1 to the over this year, the highest over percentage in the FBS.
There you go.
So if you're gonna want to bet the over, there's your stat.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Go ahead, Brandon.
I'm going to take ULL plus the 7.
Wow.
As you said,
Right.
Tanner, about Houston and the bowl games, or Houston and covering. I also went up and looked at Dana Holgerson in his last 9 bowl games. His teams have only covered 2 of the 9 in the bowl games. In his presser, he also mentioned his focus right now is on the portal. And December 17th recruiting weekend.
Oh, boy.
So it was not Louisiana who was his focus. So with that being said, I'm taking ULL.
Who's the head coach of Houston again?
Dana Holgerson.
Dana.
Man, quit eating during the Pick'em show. I can hear you eating.
I'm sorry, man.
What is a fucking world-class show?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Jesus.
Have some respect.
No shit. Have some fucking respect.
if you're not gonna have it for the military.
Oh yeah, he's definitely against the troops. That will be known for good.
I never disrespected the military.
You have respected the military. You said they sucked.
If Baylor surgery is about anything, I'm dead. They'll be Air Force.
So you're saying the guys suck. Nobody's gonna get drafted.
I never said it's from the Air Force.
No, you said that Air Force is so bad that if Baylor gets beat by Air Force, that none of those guys should ever get drafted.
Yeah, I heard. I'll vouch that.
Thank you.
Don't touch it.
Hey, it's okay. You are against the troops. That's fine. There's certain people like that.
Put them in the USL.
Hey, you and Dan Dockich, you guys can be against the troops and all that. That's fine.
Don't ever put that parallel out there like that either, though, man. But I'm going with Houston on this game.
Okay, he's taking Houston. Tanner, I knew there was a reason why John wasn't a big July 4th holiday weekend guy. So, I mean, it shows it now. So, I had to get – you should have seen me try to get him to stand for the anthem this weekend at Gamebridge. It's like pulling teeth. No, he wasn't. He wasn't even there for the anthem. He was down in the media room watching the Colts get blasted.
Oh, I thought you were going to be down there getting drinks. Down there in the bottom getting drinks and said, I don't blame you then.
God, we're at 2 bowl games. We're off the rails already. I love it. All right, the next bowl, the Gasparilla Bowl, Wake Forest -1 versus Missouri, or some people from Missouri call it Missouri.
Or Mizzou.
With my pick here, they did my boy wrong. They got rid of my guy Conzo Martin on the basketball squad.
Oh wow!
Wake Forest has played well. I've taken them quite a bit this year on a lot of my bets, and it's pulled through. Give me Wake minus the 1. It's only 1. Give me the 1. Wake Forest.
I like that quarterback.
For the Colts.
I like that quarterback from Wake Forest, man. I think his name's Hartman or something. He's pretty good. Yeah, he puts up big numbers, man. He also takes big hits. He's crazy like that, man, but he puts up big numbers, man. What's the spread again, Brandon?
The spread is 1. Wake Forest hasn't covered 4 of their last 5 games.
That makes sense. Nah, man. Missouri is probably Missouri on the defensive end is probably a little bit bigger than them, man. I'm not saying he ain't gonna be able to get. That's why I said it out there, man. Like this dude's like taking hits. But, like, ultimately, you can't take that many hits, man. I don't know if he's going to have the time protection to do what he does best. This dude can throw the ball. Well, Hartman can throw the ball. He really can. Like, I can see that somebody, not the coach, but I can see somebody who likes to, like a team, likes to throw it around a lot, taking him in the second round of the NFL draft next year. Even with him having, I think he's also got, like, no credit. I think he's also got, like, heart problems. He's got other. No, I'm sorry, that's Matt. I'm confusing my quarterback there, but like he's been injured, often injured. Anyway, point being, man, I'm gonna have to take Missouri has played a little bit better in SEC play this year, man. With me, they have played a little bit better, man. I don't think there's no. You know what I'm saying? No, excuse me. I don't think there's no fallback with that. I think they're going to the game, you know what I'm saying, wanting to win. And going into next year, believing that they can compete for the top, at least the top 4 piece of the SEC crown. So give me Missouri.
Okay, Tanner.
I'm gonna go with him just in that Missouri played well against these opponents. They covered a lot for me. I took them this year, so just with that and. With that and the higher level of opponents they played against, probably compared to the ACC, that alone, that's why I'm just going to take Missouri today. So give them Missouri this week.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. One of my favorite bowls, the Hawaii Bowl, Honolulu, Hawaii, on Christmas Eve. Won't be watching it this year. I'll be watching the Steelers. But Middle Tennessee State versus San Diego State, the Battle of the States. San Diego State is the favorites by 7. Tanner, what do you like?
I'm just going to shoot it straight, keep us on the thing.
Right.
I'm going to go Middle Tennessee, even though I'm going to go against your boy, old Brady Hoke. I like Middle Tennessee catching 7. I think San Diego State struggled towards the end of the season, so I'm just going to go that route, even though Middle Tennessee struggled against the spread this year with a winning record. They're 0-3, actually. Against the spread with a team with a winning record. I'm just going to still go that route. Give me Middle Tennessee.
Okay. I am going to take San Diego State here. I'm going to take Brady Hoke. Chirp, chirp. Brady Hoke and the Aztecs, they won in this stadium against Hawaii last year. So they've been there. They've made that trek across for this game. Also, the last time that Stockstill played in this bowl, 2016, for Middle Tennessee State, they were beaten 52-35. San Diego State's got a great pass coverage.
Wow.
Against Middle Tennessee State's offense. But passing, give me San Diego State in this one. I think Mid Tennessee could come and do a repeat of what they did in the same exact bowl in 2016. Jonathan.
Man, how do you focus in Hawaii on Christmas night to play football with anybody? That's what I feel. You know what I mean? Man, Middle Tennessee State, that's a long trip. That's like a real vacation. When you get there, man, again, I look at the psychological part of sports, man. I can't go against Brady Hoke, man. So I guess I'll go with San Diego State.
Okay. All right. So far, we have not all been on the same page tonight like we have been, like we were last week. So the next one's the Quick Lane Bowl. We played on Monday the 26th, 2:30 in the afternoon. New Mexico State versus Bowling Green out of the MAC. Bowling Green 3.5-point favorites. I'm just gonna keep it simple. Give me the MAC. Give me Bowling Green. MAC is the tack.
Right.
Jonathan.
Bowling Green's an all-weather team, man. They probably play better in miserable weather conditions than any team that's bowling right now. I don't necessarily know what the outlook is. It's probably not going to be miserable during that bowl game. But, yeah, man, Bowling Green, I don't even know why New Mexico State's in a bowl game.
It's indoors, John. It's at Ford Field in Detroit.
Ooh. Yeah, still give me Bowling Green. I like them.
Okay. Tanner.
Let's see.
You might go
I am. I'm gonna go to Mexico State. I think they play well and they get a lot of rest. I'm gonna go that route. I just looked at Bowling Green's 0-3 as a favorite against the spread this year. So just on those couple things, I'm gonna go New Mexico State.
Okay. All right. The Camila Bowl. Georgia Southern, 3.5-point favorites versus the Buffalo Bulls from the MAC. This game is played in Montgomery, Alabama. So on Tuesday at noon, I am going to go against the MAC here. I'm taking Georgia Southern minus the 3. I just like the way they've kind of played as of late. I know they've lost. They lost their previous 3, but they just won a big one against App State, 51-48, right after Thanksgiving. They were underdogs. I think they carry that momentum, and I think they can cover at 3.5 over Buffalo.
Wow. They beat App State?
I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with you too, Reef. I like Georgia Southern there. This might be one of my key game thing that we did. So I like Georgia Southern. They've covered the last 3 games as a favorite. And the Buffalo failed to cover their last 4 games, so just on that alone, I'll take Georgia Southern.
I hate going against the MAC, man. But I do, man. When you go, quality opponents, man. Buffalo, But I don't think anybody Buffalo played. I don't think it was as good as Appalachian State, and that's a confidence in itself. Georgia State doing that. No, so yeah, give me Georgia State.
Yeah. You mean? Well, hold on.
What?
We disrespected the troops. We've disrespected Air Force. You've disrespected Georgia Southern by calling them Georgia State.
Dude, they lucky we talking about them on Crossroads Sports. How about that?
Hey, by the way, let me play. This has nothing to do with college football, but let me play this clip. I got to hear my boy. It's on Twitter. It's on Twitter. Apparently, the clown show known as Wally Zerbiak had an apology this evening.
Another note, I just want to address something that I said about Tyrese Halliburton being a wannabe all-star. I want to apologize personally to Tyrese Halliburton. He's a wonderful young player. He's definitely.
Say what?
Man, I thought he got to apologize because he gave his opinion on Halliburton.
Yeah, it wasn't warranted.
Apologize.
It wasn't warranted.
I mean, he said something out of pocket.
I tell you what.
He said, I mean, I don't even know what he said. What did he say that's totally out of pocket about Halliburton?
Call him a wannabe all-star, man. He ain't good enough.
Oh, my gosh. Man, they be saying that kind of smack on TNT all the time.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I didn't.
The problem is it's Wally Zerbiak. That's why. Not that it's right or wrong, but
you and Jonathan's favorite ref in this Pacers Celtics game tonight. I won't get in on him, but he'll probably throw a couple calls. That piece of in. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
Oh man.
He'll probably.
No, I don't.
Pacers win.
Oh boy. No way. Too much integrity there.
Deion Sanders and them just got another recruit. The number one cornerback is flipped from Miami to Colorado. So there's that. Deion's getting his guys there. Apparently, I won't even bring it up. Tanner went off last time I talked about him, so I'm not even going to bring it up.
Who?
Tyler Ford, because one of the Pacers analysts goes, Tyler Ford has done every single Pacers game this year. Well, maybe not all of them, but he's from Westfield, Indiana. Lives in Westfield, Indiana. Went to Ball State. Hey, he did throw out Draymond the other night. He was tired of listening to it.
He did. And I told you, Draymond probably breathed on him and he got tough.
Oh, shoot. All right, back to it. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bowls because of who it's for, unlike Jonathan, who hates the troops, the First Responders Bowl. I love my first responders. They're great people. First Responders Bowl, Memphis -7 versus Utah State. This game is going to be played in the Gerald J. Ford Stadium in Dallas, Texas on Tuesday. For you, John, it looks like it's right now 52 degrees and clear for game day. Memphis -7 versus Utah State. What do you like?
Utah State.
Done.
I'll stand on him too. I like Utah State. They're just a couple things. They're 15-4 against the spread. When you over the last 5 seasons when they've had more than 6 days against abreast, I like that. And they have a good cover percentage against non-conference games over the past 5 years too that I looked at. So just that, give me the points, give me Utah State.
I'm taking them as well.
Broncos country, let's rock.
All right, all three of us getting the points. The second one, Georgia Southern, we all took, and then as well as Utah State. So we are on a little bit of a trend here with that, some would say. The next one, this one is near and dear to Tanner Penrod's heart. Bring the ponchos. We're going down to Birmingham Bowl. Coastal Carolina versus Eastern Carolina University. East Carolina -8. Tanner, what do you like?
Oh, man. Another one of those games. Going to be high scoring in the 20s, I think.
62 is the over-under.
Spread. Oh, 60. It started at 60, so it's gone up.
Yeah.
with some teams probably got some area familiarity with one another. Could be a good game, but high scoring for sure.
I love taking underdogs. It's hard for me not to take them, so I'm gonna go with give me Coastal. Even though the only thing is they haven't covered in their last 3 games, so it's gonna be. But they're 8-2. They're 8-2 against the spread as an underdog in their last 10. So I'll take my chances with that. So hopefully they can right the ship. Give me Coastal.
Okay, I'm gonna take Eastern Carolina minus the 8 here. Coastal's just not the Coastal that we thought they would be going into the season.
Like last year.
Like last year's squad where they were that dream season. I mean, they're 9-3. That's no slouch, but their quarterback's not playing. He entered the transfer portal, so he's gone. Grayson McCall, he gone. Backup guy going in here against ECU. ECU wants that bowl win. I think they cover this.
Where are they going?
Cake. Give me ECU.
Where are you guys going, buddy?
Well, word is Coastal Carolina and McCall wants to go to Florida.
He did say he's not playing in this game?
Yes, he is out, and he entered the transfer portal.
Well, I might change this one later.
Let me know. Let me know if we need to adjust. But for now,
quarterbacks are a big thing.
Oh, they are.
I.e., that's what happened to
right.
I.e., look what happened to Florida. Got dog walked. Me and Reese, T-Gate. They got smoked.
Yep. That was our mortal lock.
Kind of like the Celtics are right now against the Pacers. Their Pacers are up 32-13. There's your update for the show.
18-0 run after the timeout. John, what do you like?
Remember they was up. Man, I like Eastern Carolina fans just because of who's not playing and who isn't playing and whatnot. I'm kind of curious, man. Like when you see talking about all these guys getting all of these. I mean, both games still mean something. Obviously, because we're talking about it, right? The bowl games still mean something. Hell, and like it's plenty of swag and NIL money pumping all through them. Man. I don't know why guys are, backing out of them, but I guess they figured graphics somewhere else. So I'm just kind of curious, man. Are some of these guys that end up in West Lafayette or Bloomington?
Yeah.
You can go ahead and switch me. I'm going to Eastern.
We talked him into it. He's ready to go to ECU.
There you go. We talked him in. Right.
Yeah, I'm not even going to waste time.
I love it.
Broncos country, let's rock.
All right, we're all right on Eastern Carolina. The next one, guys, the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. 2 teams who had very underwhelming performances this year. Oklahoma State versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin's 3.5-point favorites. With this one, I'm going to go with Wisconsin to cover the 3.5. I think Wisconsin wins the game. As part of my mortal lock for this week, I am going to take the under in this game. The under, it was starting out at 48. I did make a bet over the weekend in this game when it was high. It was at 48. It's down to 43 now. But I'm taking the under because there's no Graham Mertz and there's no Spencer Sanders. Both quarterbacks are out.
I thought that's what we were getting ready. I knew that Mertz dude transferred. He went in the portal. I didn't know if Sanders was still out or not.
Yeah, Sanders is out. So my mortal lock is the under in this game. Jonathan?
Man. What's the point spread? Give me one more time.
Wisconsin minus 3.5.
Do they really want to be here in this game?
No, neither one of them do. And it's a late one, John. 10:15 at night on Tuesday.
Transition.
Yeah, it is. Well, all right, it's not Eastern. That game's in Arizona.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Wisconsin. But I don't want to.
You gotta be with the Big Ten.
Yeah, because I'm a Big Ten homer. You know what I mean? That's the only reason why I'm going with it.
Hey, that's all right.
That's fine. I'm going to fade you guys, and I'm going to go Oklahoma State because they've covered their last 6 bowl games. They're going for lucky number 7 this time. So be the longest active streak in bowls right now. So 7 straight covers. So give me the Cowboys.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect. The next one we have, Jonathan, you're going to hate the bowl game. We got the Military Bowl, UCF versus Duke.
Okay.
Duke -3. You hate the military so much. We got the Military Bowl. So I'm going to take Duke -3. I haven't been on UCF all year. I've liked Tulane over them so much. Give me Duke -3 in the Military Bowl. Tanner?
You could Duke and 3.
I'll take UCF. I think we're going. I looked at that game earlier. UCF. I'll take UCF.
Okay.
Just because they're 5-0 against the spread under Gus Gonzalez, win the lines between 3 +3 and -3. 4-0 this season. So just on that little tight tidbit in there, give me Gus. Give me the Knights.
All right, John.
I'm taking UCF.
Win the points, taking it straight up. All right, understandable. Next bowl is the Liberty Bowl. Kansas, who's had a great season this year. They ended up finishing 6-6. I think they started 6-0 or 5-0, and then it kind of fucking wheels fell off for them for a bit. So, but Kansas versus Arkansas. Arkansas -2.5. I think this is an easy call. I snap call. I'm taking Arkansas -2.5. I think they just blitz Kansas.
Wow. I looked at that game earlier, too, and I'm with you on that. I think they just dog walk them. Yeah.
John?
I don't know, man. Kansas might show up, man.
Fix your mic, John.
No,
You sound
brother.
like you're underwater again.
Sorry. The mid-season Kansas might show up.
Kansas' first bowl game since 2008.
Yeah, they were streaking mid-season, man, and then I think they had a couple of injuries. And I get why y'all believe in Arkansas so much, but I think I might go the other way. I'm going with Kansas.
Okay. The next one up is the Holiday Bowl. Number 15, Oregon, 14-point favorites against North Carolina. UNC in the Holiday Bowl. Tanner, we'll let you start it.
Oh, I think I'm going to go. You're catching a lot. Well, this game, man, I just think there's going to be so many points. This over-under in this game is 70. They're going to be scoring buckets in this. I mean, large amounts of points. Got to be getting up here. Zero defense. Man. I think Oregon's just got a little bit better defense. I could see the score being like 48. I mean, that's a push. I was going to say 48-34.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Man.
Drake May's not play, right?
He's not. He should. He's coming back next year.
He should be. He's coming back next year. Yeah, he's a freshman.
Yeah.
He's sophomore next year.
But I think North Carolina's got like 3 guys in the portal that are on the
Criswell's in the portal.
All their DB, I don't know if they're going to have any. So just for that, Oregon's going to be air raiding it on them. Give me Oregon.
This is going to be big time points in this game, man. This is going to be big time points in this game for sure, man. I wouldn't be surprised if North Carolina wins, man.
I mean, Oregon's 7-2-1 and gets the spread as a favorite this year. So just on that, and they're covering 5 of the last 6. I'm going on that.
And they are,
quack.
Okay.
Right, and they are the more mature team. I think the quarterback on the side for North Carolina is definitely more talented than the quarterback on the side for North Carolina on Oregon. But I think the Oregon team is just a little bit more mature. Yeah, they probably had hopes to be in some type of playoff situation when their season started. So this is somewhat of like a consolation prize for them. But I think they take this consolation prize real seriously in this game, man. Again, you're gonna see a lot of Drake May. You're gonna see. I'm pretty sure that he's playing because he's not transferring or turning pro or anything like that. So you're gonna see a lot of what makes him special and what people are gonna be talking about
in the next 2 seasons at North Carolina with him. So, but as far as the game is concerned, man, Oregon's probably going to win. So, yeah, Quack Attack.
Yep, I'm taking Oregon as well. The cover of the 14. I think you got Drake May, who's playing. They got their running backs for North Carolina. Don't have any running backs. Criswell went to the portal. Bo Nix playing for Oregon. Bo Nix, wants to go out on another win. So give me Oregon there. By the way, did you know Drake May was offered $5 million from 2 different schools to transfer?
Damn.
Yeah, $5 million.
I probably would have been sent to you.
Yeah, I definitely would have. I'm curious who the schools would be, but Pitt's coach Pat Narduzzi was talking about it the other day on the on Pittsburgh radio that he had two $5 million offers, which I wonder if one of them was bought from Pitt, because why the hell would he be talking about on radio, right? And he has no reason to bring it talking about it. So,
right.
Last one, guys, I have before we do the rest of them on the following week's show. Texas Bowl.
I already know.
Texas Tech versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss minus 3.5. John Boy, we'll let you start us.
Man, John Boy, I don't know who that is, man, but Jonathan's going to go with Texas Tech.
Ooh. Any particular reason? We got any information? Or you're feeling it?
That's who I'm feeling.
Okay. Tanner?
Man, I'm looking at some lines here, and Texas Tech's pretty good against the spread with some extra rest. They've covered some games. Ole Miss didn't cover a spread against a team with a winning record, but Ole Miss is 12-3 against the spread in bowl games since 1992. I'm just going to take one for Mike Leach, and we'll go Texas Tech plus 3.5.
Okay. Tanner taking Texas Tech. I think it goes without saying, gentlemen.
Yeah, I knew you were going there.
I mean, that train is coming rolling down the freaking tracks. Give me Ole Miss minus that 3.5. I loved it even confirmed it more with that stat you just gave me. I know they're playing like crap in the year, but I love that stat. I think Lane Train gets the boys on track one more game. I do like their quarterback they have in there as well that came over from Jackson Dart, came from USC. So I do like that. Give me Ole Miss. So there are our picks, gentlemen. We'll see. We got one more week of big bowl games to pick. And that will then leave us up to the final one. We'll pick the following week for the national championship. We've got the big ones. The big ones start coming in next week. So prepare for that. Jonathan, I know we talked about it during our time at Cambridge Fieldhouse, but Tanner John was flabbergasted. I can't even say it right. Flabbergasted of how piss poor Cincinnati played against Louisville.
Disappointing, man. Didn't show up. They didn't show up.
Oh, man.
So
damn crosstown rivals didn't show up.
This just came across there. You can add it in there.
Luke Fickle took everything in the portal.
Yep.
That Addison, the wide receiver from USC, out in the bowl game. Jordan Addison.
I did see that.
Really?
Preparing for the draft, right?
Yeah, he's got a case of bitchitis.
And then somebody else from LSU turning pro.
Great, your boy Plummer that played at Purdue just transferred again. He's going to be hanging out. He's going to be hanging with that dude that's looking for 9 years of eligibility.
Isn't that crazy, guys?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they allow it, so, maybe he hasn't graduated yet.
He's going to be old as us, John.
I don't know.
However long he takes, man. Doctor when he leaves Oregon.
Well, he got a medical red shirt, right?
I don't even know how he's considered a student athlete. The dude's going to be professor by the time he leaves.
Yeah. Damn near. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Did any of y'all? I'll say I thought I'm not a big soccer guy, but that was the best soccer game I've ever watched my entire life. That World Cup final had everything in it, and I think anything else would be a major letdown because that was an amazing match. I was on the edge of my seat watching that entire thing Sunday morning with a Bloody Mary. I thought it was great. What was your guys' thoughts?
Dude, I'll send you this bet slip. I had Argentina in penalty kicks plus 800 to win.
Ooh, I wish I would have done that bet. Damn it.
Yeah. I went to bed on time. I was like, what's a big bet that I could make? And I woke up. I worked late Saturday. I woke up at halftime and they were already up 2-0. I said, damn, that's probably not got a hit. So I just started cheering for France, and then Mbappe got hot. And I was like, oh, we got a chance now, baby. And when that thing hit, I was like, let's go. Yeah.
Perfect. John?
Yeah. No, man, United States has got to get in these conversations, man. You know what I'm saying? The team USA has got to get in these conversations, man. When is the premier athlete, you know what I'm saying, going to start playing, you know what I'm saying, soccer, right? Because, like, this is what Tanner said. He had to shift his allegiance. He got to start cheering for France, man. You got to find, if you're an American, you got to find a team to root for because your team's automatically out, man. So, I know, you know what I'm saying, they have pride. I know that they got a little bit further this year than they have before, but we got to, you know, and they got to get a little deeper, man. So, as far as this match is concerned, man, you know, it's hard to really, like, get into, you know what I'm saying, soccer, man, but this, like, how could you not get into all that, you know what I'm saying? Again, World Cup, I get why you know what I'm saying, soccer is the number one sport in the world, not necessarily the United States, but number one sport in the world, because, man, it has a lot of drama that kind of comes with it, right? So, you got a lot of drama this past weekend. And away you go. So, I mean, that's how I kind of measure it, man. I don't really have a favorite in any of these
right.
In any of these contests. I know Messier, he can't even go home now.
No.
You know what I mean? Because he, you know what I mean? He walked.
Did you see that parade?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He can't go home. You know what I'm saying?
That was one of the largest parades I've ever seen. I'm like, this is one thing I want to say. They said USA doesn't take soccer serious, but okay, if we don't even have sports that we're good at. We don't even throw parades like they just threw over there.
Yeah, and soccer.
Right.
Soccer was supposed to be big in the United States like 10 years ago, right? Remember they kept saying that in the next 10 years, That's all we keep hearing.
Right.
So, I thought it was cool though. Great game. Tanner, I guess we'll keep up with you on Twitter at T_nuts. I forget, was it 23, something like that? 23. Let's see. That's all I've got with you. Have you got anything else before we let you go?
That's all
I thought Tanner was going to talk big. Hey, man, the North Carolina Tar Heels scored great. You know, they turned out a good victory against Ohio State.
They did.
This past weekend.
They needed it. They needed it. They're up 5. They're up 5 right now. They're going to have their hands full this game.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had their hands full against Duke, too.
We gave Coach K a funeral. And just know that to be fact.
Never mind.
We gave him his funeral. Caleb Love gave him his funeral. Twice.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just leave it at that.
Exactly. All right, T. Thanks, buddy. And we'll see you next week.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, fellas.
All right. Tanner Penrod. John. John, I got real quick, just because somebody posted it for me to send. We have talked previously about recruiting for Purdue versus recruiting for Indiana. and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to ask a couple questions at a press conference for Purdue after their game. This one was asked not by me, but another guy, and I've got the clip I want to play because I think it describes Purdue perfectly. Because Indiana likes to go after the 5-star athletes, the 5-star players, right? Trace Davis Jackson, Romeo Langford, Eric Gordon, those type of 5-star, whether they fit in the program or not, right? 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. So this was Matt Painter's thing regarding this of not having 5-star recruits.
5 stars in my eyes, and so I could care less what anybody else thinks. And if you saw some of the people that actually, do rank them, it's just like it's impossible. It's impossible to put a bunch of work into 500 kids and be good at it. It just is, because you're seeing them in different formats, you're seeing them in different places. But no, it's great. You're very fortunate if you got a job and you got enough players in your area to be successful. You're very fortunate. A lot of people will beat coaches up where like you didn't keep this kid or get that kid or do this. It's hard. It's hard. If you don't get a good kid in the state of Indiana, there's normally another one. Maybe he's not quite as good, but be grateful for what you have. And so that's what we've always done. We've always looked at those guys. We've signed one McDonald's All-American in 18 years, and we've done pretty well. But I've looked at guys and just, thought they were just as good as some of those guys. They just needed maybe a little bit more time or maybe one that's tall or quick or whatever it might be. Doesn't mean you can't be a good basketball player. Like a lot of that rankings get on talent, and I'd rather coach on production.
That's a huge quote right there. Rankings are on talent. I like to coach on production. I think that sums it up right there, why Matt Painter and the Boilermakers are so successful.
And probably, man. So again, man, probably also talking to their guys about the next level, the next step, whether it's playing in the NBA, but not making it a focus of the program. The focus of the program is to win today's game and win how many games for Purdue to get to the tournament, to win the Big Ten championship, to get to the tournament, to win a potential Purdue's first national championship. And that's how they kind of look at basketball. All those things will kind of come if they are meant to be. That's kind of how they look at basketball. But it's winning first, Purdue style first. It's about the team. You know what I'm saying? And they have individuals. They have guys. We know Zach. He's probably going to be. They already talking about. He's all preseason All-American. He's getting player of the year. You know what I'm saying? Nomination. Right. So Purdue's got a shot this year. It's going to be, as somebody said in the chat. It's going to be all up to their guard play and how much if they can hit those outside shots. And drum roll, I'll even add one to that, free throws. You know what I'm saying? So. You like the foundation. That's everybody would say. You like the foundation of Purdue. I know you, Brandon, you trying to pick and go over the other side. Well, what the hell are IU doing? IU got this little flashy race car of a team. And what are they doing with it? They're not. I mean, they aren't quote unquote excelling. You know what I'm saying? They didn't beat Arizona. They got blown out in Paris in Kansas. You know what I mean? And people kind of think Kansas is going to be this year's national champion. But like if IU was a measuring stick, they still kind of stuck in neutral because they weren't in that game. And I know they lost a player. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily good. You know what I mean? They lost a great, one of their better players probably for the year with a broke foot. But again, they didn't look like the IU is back just yet. Even IU could be like winning a Big Ten championship. And I know some fools around here kind of declared that, thinking that Woody. Now he's got 4 years. Like, dude, you're not playing NBA style basketball. He's got these guys think they can play NBA style, and they can't shoot. It's not like that. Do they play defense? Yes. Do they rebound for it? Yes. Do they play for one another? Yes. But comparatively, their foundation is not like Purdue. Not quite at all. Like Purdue, their foundation of wins. That's what I'm kind of talking about. So, kind of, different levels right now with IU and Purdue right now. So, but Purdue playing it real close though, Brandon. Playing it real close.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple questions I had during the press conference. One of them about Mason Gillis and his return. This was my question to Painter. Coach Mason coming back from injury. How do you assess his performance tonight?
Well, it's hard. You know, it was one of those games where it was tough, and now I'm trying to search out things. Caleb playing well there in the second half, kind of shortened his minutes. I thought he did a great job of not forcing things. You know, he penetrated and pitched and got Ethan a 3 that one time, one of our 3 threes. So I don't mean to laugh, but laughing's better than crying. And he just plays so hard, man. It's great to have him back, but a lot of times when you do that, you want to play more so you can kind of find your way. And it's when you have a deep team, it's really hard. But he's done this before. You know, when he got back into our rotation last year, it didn't happen right away. You know, it takes a little bit of time. When Sasha got COVID the one time, like I brought him off the bench for 3 games.
So Boilermakers have a game tonight against New Orleans, getting ready to start here at 9 o'clock. New Orleans has only got a couple wins on the year, so Boilermakers should win this one fairly easy. It's a home game back at Mackey. They haven't had very many games at Mackey. Zach Edey is out tonight for the game. Sickness. Then Purdue Boilermaker basketball just tweeted out Zach Edey doubtful for tonight's game. Sick. So you're starting 5, Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, Ethan Morton, Mason Gillis gets the start alongside Caleb First. So like we said, we'll see what Caleb First can do again if he can play it for a full 40 minutes instead of just a half of a game. So we'll see what happens there. John, I'll let you I want to thank everybody. I hope everybody has a great Christmas. Enjoys the bowl games. Enjoy your Christmas. Stay safe with the weather. Going to be cold as hell coming up. Roads are going to be nasty.
Oh, my God.
Stay at home. Drink that alcoholic eggnog like I'm going to be. Hang out with friends, family. But be safe. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your sports. You'll catch up with me on Twitter, on Facebook. We'll be doing it every day as we always do. John, I'll let you kind of say your thing and finish us off, my man.
Yeah, man. So we had a wonderful show. We want to thank our guest, Danny Limelight, the current. I ain't going to mess up the thing, man. I'm just going to call him the current recognized Crossroads Sports, who we recognize as the world heavyweight champion, Danny Limelight. Thank you for coming on to the show. Man, thanks. United Network Wrestling as well for for allowing us to have him come on the show as well, man. Thanks to all the guys who the folks time in on the live today. Thanks to Tanner Penrod, T-Nut on Twitter for calling T-Nut_23 for calling in. And it's always good to chop it up with him and pick his brain about sports betting, man. How could we do it without our sponsors, Maverick Custom Motorsports, Scott K. Nichols, State Farm Insurance, and Wiseman Logistics? How could we do Scott Sports without them? Thank you to them as well. Happy holidays, everyone. Anytime you see me from this part, everybody knows me, Jonathan Burton. Christmas is my favorite holiday, man. Anytime you see me or see anything from me, whether it be on my Facebook page, whether it be on my Twitter handle, 3 Foolish Men, it's always gonna be right. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, man. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? All those things, man. I love Christmas. Outside of that, man, I'm very thankful for Crossroads Sports, very thankful for like our sponsors, very thankful for every interaction that we've had, whether D-Cop calling in, Scott K. Nichols sometimes chiming in, our sponsor chiming in on the line. Sometimes Coach from Purdue, Brandon calls in and chops it up with us, man. Danny Limelight, making the rotation back with us, man. Great to chop it up with him, man. Tanner, who I don't want to forget about, Justin, Mike Kelly, man. It's always good to, dude, where's the homie at from the East Coast?
Man,
90 seconds.
I don't know. So many people, man. You know what I'm saying? That they make Crossroads to me for making Crossroads Sports great when they chiming in and calling in. So again, thank you. Happy holidays to all those folks, and thank you, for making Crossroads Sports another. We got another show before the end of the year. But man, just thankful for everybody's interaction and whatnot, and helping Crossroads Sports grow and all that. So again, without saying,
60 seconds.
So much time to say goodbye. So I thought we'll see you next week, man. Everybody, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show. You can find more episodes on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Crossroads sports content.